After round 18, the verdict is in and it's good news for the Crows and their star midfielder Scott Thompson. Hello everyone and welcome to our weekly look at the Match Review panel's findings. Joining me is MRP Chairman Mark Fraser. And Mark, the panel has decided that Scott Thompson, no case to answer for his bump on Steve Johnson.
Yeah, we believe that it was sort of circumstances outside of his control in this incident. They both approached from opposite directions, and you see that there's a push from Corey and that pushes Thompson into Johnson, and he just braces himself for the contact, so we didn't think that he had a case to answer there.
So even though Johnson was concussed and out of the rest of this match, is the duty of care not on the person bumping there to try and avoid that?
No, with this case, he's been pushed into it, so we believe that that's circumstances outside of his control.
Okay, so Scott Thompson free to play this weekend, but the news wasn't so good for West Coast captain Darren Glass, who faces a week on the sidelines for his bump of Jonathan Brown on Sunday. The MRP assessed this as reckless, medium impact and high contact. A 3-week suspension. With his 5-year good record and an early guilty plea, Glass can reduce that to 1 week. Mark, what was the panel's view on this?
Yeah, we didn't think that he had eyes for the football here. So as he approaches Brown, he jumps up into the air and makes the high contact with his bump. So with that being the case, it was a reckless act, and with a medical report and what you could see on the video, we thought that there was medium impact with that.
So the medical report enough to make it the medium grading?
Yeah, it certainly increased the weighting of it, most definitely.
Okay, good. And North Melbourne's Lindsay Thomas has also been charged with rough conduct. The MRP said his bump on Daniel Nicholson was negligent, high impact and high contact. It's a 3-week ban. He can bring that down to 2 weeks with a guilty plea. Mark, how did you see this one?
Yeah, here Thomas elects to bump Nicholson, and when he does that, there's a strict liability rule. So if you bump somebody high, unless there's circumstances outside of your control, or unless there's no realistic alternative way to contest the football, then you're in trouble. And unfortunately, Thomas here is.
Now, Nicholson did get up and play out the game, so the high impact grading, how did that come about?
Well, the subsequent medical report we got showed that there was significant impact there, so that's why the grading was high.
Okay, next is Bulldogs veteran Lindsay Gilby. He can escape with a reprimand with an early guilty plea for his behind-play strike on Sam Fisher. This was deemed intentional, low impact and body contact, which is a level 2 offence. Mark, the low impact grading is probably what saved him here. How did you decide on that?
Oh, from the video and once again the medical evidence that we got, you can see Gilby just swings the arm around and strikes Fisher in the stomach and goes down to ground. We believe that that's enough force for a low grading, but the medical came back pretty clear, so just a low.
And is there something to take into account about the chances of injury here as well with that kind of strike?
With every incident we assess, when we're looking at the level of force, the level of impact, you can take into consideration the potential to cause serious injury. So with this one, a strike to the stomach like that, there's not much potential to cause serious injury. So we didn't think that was sort of anything that would increase the weighting of it.
As opposed to, say, glasses on Brown where he's hitting him in the head, chances higher that something serious could happen?
Absolutely, that would be taken into, and we did take that into consideration when looking at glasses.
All right, and we'll go back to Melbourne versus North Melbourne next and have a look at this bump from Neville Jetta on Lindsay Thomas. Jetta's been given 1 week with an early guilty plea. Mark, you decided this was reckless, low impact and high contact.
Yeah, with this one, we thought it was reckless because he didn't go for the football at all. He's just gone straight into the man, bumped him high and taken him high. There was only the low impact with that one, but we thought it was a reckless act.
Now let's have a look at a couple of other incidents you assessed. First off, Jared Ruffhead's tackle on Brent Stanton on Friday night. You've decided there wasn't enough force here for a report?
Yeah, with this one, this is a reportable offence. Well, the action is potentially reportable. There has to be a level of impact there for a report to occur as well, and we didn't think that had that level of impact.
So in essence, Ruffhead lucky that Stanton didn't hit his head or do any damage?
Absolutely.
Right, okay. Next, Carmichael Hunt, who clashes with Ben McGlynn as they're both going for the ball here. The MRP decided Hunt didn't have any other option.
Yeah, with this one, both McGlynn and Hunt have got their arms down going for the ball. Obviously, not a very nice incident occurred, but there's no realistic alternative there for Hunt. He is going for the football, has the hands down, and yeah, there's the clash.
And Fremantle skipper Matthew Pavlich also in the clear for his bump on Daniel Pearce. Pearce looked in a fair bit of pain after this, but again you said Pavlich didn't have any other way to contest the ball.
Yeah, the ball has kicked two Pavliches and he's going down for the mark, and Pearce sort of intercepts it and goes sort of into his path. So we believe that Pavlich was going for the football and didn't have a realistic alternative way to contest it.
And finally today, Bo Wilkes free to play for St Kilda this weekend after it was found he had no case to answer for his tackle on Daniel Cross. This has left Cross injured and out for the season, but you deemed the tackle not unreasonable. Yeah,
he takes possession of the ball, Cross, and then is tackled from behind, and it's the momentum of the players going forward that caused the unfortunate injury. So we didn't think that this was an unreasonable tackle.
So there you go. That's it for the verdict this week. Thanks very much for your time, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Players cited have until 11 o'clock Tuesday morning to decide if they want to challenge their charges. You'll find a full report on all the incidents here online. From all of us at afl.com.au, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.